What's going on YouTube? I am Pogiforce. This is my hat. It is November 30th, 2012. That is my bird. And we are having ourselves a State of the Game video. Welcome back to my dining room, my house. So let's start with where we are right now. How about that? We're 4 sets in if you count TVR. Now some of you may be like, oh, we're only 2 sets in, Pogi. We got Rise and Evo Fury. Well, if you look at the way the sets are numbered, 1 TBR, 2 DED, 3 RIS, 4 EVO. So, in Wizards book, we're 4 sets in already. We've got 4 theme decks. Newest one came out with Evo. We've got 5 demo decks to show off to new players, get new players interested. Speaking of promotional material, I don't know if y'all saw my tweet on this. We got ourselves some nice little Civilization patches. The guy at the comic book shop told us as long as the retailer asks for these, Wizards will give you these. So yeah, I've got 2. Carl, Earth Power has a few. Theo has some. They're pretty cool. I'm still maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so we got these. We got demo decks. With 4 sets, we've got 343 cards, including duplicates. Count 12 promos that we've gotten with this first league season. We now have, what's the math on that? 355 cards. That's a pretty big number. We're only 6 months in. We got 355 cards, everybody. So, milestone. So yeah, that's kind of how things are right now. The game's been slowly growing. At our league, people have been very slowly moving in. We started out with just the 4 of us. Now we've got Kevin, Theo, Jacob, all kinds of people. Jeez. So we got about 8 to 12 on average at our league. Of course, you got people who can't always be there. Like Nick can't always be there because he works. Spencer Swan has school. Gorby has school, but he somehow manages to find a way to come down. That shows Gorby's got real dedication, everybody. Props to him. So, everything's looking good. Now, the problem is that Wizards has done 2 things to kind of shoot themselves in the foot on this. Now, I know Christian has already done his rant on this, and I'm pretty sure Carl has too. They've got their whole Occupy Kaijudo thing going on Twitter. I haven't checked to see if anyone else has applied to that yet, but we'll see. First things first is that Wizards has gone on record stating that there's not going to be organized play for Kaijudo. Now, organized play is a big driver for like any TCG. You look at anything, Pokemon has organized play, and I feel like that's like probably one of the most casual games out there. 90% of the game is this. You know? I used to play Pokemon. It was fun for a while, but, there's so many cards that rely on coin flips that can really call it the most competitive game out there. And yet they still have an organized play, and yet Kaijudo doesn't. I know we're new and all, but it seems a little weird to me that we aren't, like, there's no plan. They said they have no plans for organized play in Kaijudo, and unless that's changed since last I checked, it's kind of a bummer. So, there's a lot of us older players who've invested so much time and money into this already. Feel a little slighted by that because, sure, locals are fun. We can play against each other all day, but there's little drive to, like, truly be competitive. Like when Duel Masters ended, I had a Crazed Valkyrie deck, and that's all I had. I didn't care anymore. There was no organized play. The game was officially dead. I just played what was fun for me. I didn't need to buy cards anymore. So Wizards needs to understand that organized play really helps drive people to buy cards so that way they can improve their decks and not just stop at what's fun, but also continue on for what's good. Like fun and good are not necessarily the same thing. Things can be fun but not good. Inversely, things can be good but not fun, but you can always find something that's good and fun. But if you don't have organized play, we just stop at fun. So anyway, that little shenanigans over. The other thing Wizards has gone and done is that they've stated that they're only going to do league support for leagues that have at least 8 members in the target age group. That's like 8 to 12. Now, I understand. Now, Wizards, I appreciate you knowing what people you want. You got to support that age group. You got to get those young kids in and playing, you know. But 90% of your current player base are my age. I'm 25 years old. I think the youngest person at our league is 17. Okay, I just said we have like 8 to 12 people at our league, and Jacob is probably the only one in the target age range. Everyone else is 17 or older. You know, you got all of us old players coming back, and I figured that was probably part of the reason why you remade the game. But you're kind of shutting us out here because without league support, we don't have promos, we don't have any of that cool stuff coming in anymore, and it just turns into us sitting around a table playing cards together like what we did before Kaijudo came out. So yeah, that's kind of where we got some. I mean, Kaijudo's been doing really well so far. Another thing I forgot to mention, we're like 22 episodes into the cartoon right now. It's a lot better than the old Duel Masters cartoon ever was. It's taking itself a lot more seriously. It's got a really cool story, really cool characters. It's something you kind of actually want to watch, as opposed to something that's like, oh, Duel Masters on, I guess I'll watch that. Kaijudo's a lot cooler, and even that's another thing too. Why is Kaijudo on the hub? I know that's your channel, Wizards, but come on. No one I know has the hub. I know like maybe one person who has the hub. The only reason why we even get to watch this show is because Mega Bolshak Dragon's been recording it. Awesome guy. Recording the show and putting it up on YouTube for us to watch, because none of us have the hub. What happened to it being on Cartoon Network? I still have an old flyer from Duel Masters in my room, set from when the show was on Cartoon Network, and it has a little Cartoon Network stamp on it. So that's a show kids watch. You want to get your target age group, don't do some obscure. I mean, I don't care if it's your channel. You know, put it on Cartoon Network if you want kids to see your product. I mean, I know My Little Pony, you know, Brony. I know My Little Pony's also on the hub, but I mean, come on. It's the same deal. People go to Equestria Daily for that. They don't watch it on the TV, on the channel, because no one watches that channel. I mean, come on. So, yeah. Cartoon's cool. Put it on Cartoon Network. You'll get a lot more watchers. So, yeah, that's kind of how things are right now. We're seeing how, if we can get Wizard to, like, start looking in the right direction, because, I mean, it's all right for you to have a target age group, but don't alienate your current user base, because we're still giving you money. So, hey, you like money, right? All of us like money. So, now we're going into what's upcoming, and there's a lot of really exciting things that have been announced. New set coming out, I think they said in March, called Dragon Strike Infernus. It's going to have a whole bunch of cool new dragons in it. Before that, in February, we're getting a promotional box that's supposed to have a complete set of the new dragons in it. It looks really cool. It's got nice designs on it. It's stated to be able to hold up to 120 cards in sleeves. So it looks like it might be replacing the old TVR deck boxes in terms of quality and what it can carry. The old TVR deck boxes were really cool, but they can only hold so many cards. They came with only like 2 40-card decks in them. I can manage to squeeze my decks in there, but it takes a bit of work. But, if they're of that quality, but better able to hold cards, I'm definitely going to pick at least one up, if not 2, because those are really awesome. With Dragon Strike Infernus, we are getting a whole bunch more dragons. Like back in Duel Masters, we had Armor Dragon, Terror Dragon, and Necro Dragon. We've already seen in Evil Fury, we have a Celestial Dragon. Orion is a Celestial Dragon. And supposedly there was like Aqua Dragons in the Japanese game that we didn't get, that we might be getting now with Kaijudo. And there's been talk, too. I've seen some pictures of multi-civ cards coming out this next year, so that's exciting. Looked like one of the old, like a picture of one of the old, I didn't even remember what he was called, like Pointa, maybe? He was a 5-mana water dark creature. Don't remember what he did. I think it was like bounce 1, discard 1, or something like that. Unblockable, discard 1. I don't know. But they were It's cool to be getting dual civs so early. I mean, we got a triple breaker with this set too. Evil Fury, Tatsuri, and is triple breaker. So we're very quickly, we're like only 4 sets in, 5 sets come March, and we're going to be more or less up to speed with where we were in Duel Masters, except for minus Survivors, Turbo Rush, and I don't remember the name of that other thing that we had going on, but most of that wasn't all that useful anyway, except for like 1 or 2 Turbo Rush creatures, and Survivors was okay. It wasn't the best thing ever, but it was okay. So aside from that, we'll have dual civs. We got triple breakers. Maybe we'll be getting some shield trigger creatures too. That'd be nice. Get some of that back. So that's kind of how things are right now. We got 4 sets, 355 cards, 12 promos, 4 theme decks, 5 demo decks, patches. I've only got the water one right now on me, but there's one for every civilization. So check with your retailers who sell you the cards to see if they might have the patches in, because those are cool. Kind of like the old Duel Masters hats. I might wear one of those on one of my videos someday. So that's how things are right now. We got all this cool stuff. I think I've heard talk of maybe mats being made. I know people want mats. A good Kaijudo mat would be really awesome. Some good proper Kaijudo deck boxes too. I mean, these ones from TVR are great, and the ones coming from with the Dragon Strike and Furnace promotional look like they're going to be really cool. But that's how it is. So thanks for watching. I know I've kind of been all over the place. There wasn't much rehearsal. It's just me here with my bird. There's my bird. Sup? My cat's around here somewhere. That's the state of the game. We got a lot of cool stuff. A lot more cool stuff to come. Wizards is kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but that's Wizards being Wizards. If they continue, though, with the game at this rate, I mean, they're showing it a lot more love and care than they did with Duel Masters at this point. So hopefully things will continue heading up. And I'll see you next time. Adios.